Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name's Bob. I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight's episode of Curse of Strahd. We've got the crew back. We've got Tim, Michelle, Andrew, and Stefano. How we doing tonight?
Good.
Fantastic.
Making it through.
Snow day.
Yes, snow day.
Yeah. So actually, there's a lot of things that have just happened in like the world. Obviously, there's a big snow here in the Northeast. So in our New York area, it's been coated. The tri-state area has been coated with the fluffy snow, and then it, like Michelle was saying, Tim was saying, got real heavy, and now is icy. So it's been a snowy day for us here. The Super Bowl was on Sunday. Andrew, for those of you who don't know, and Andrew, it's a football game. We're talking about American football.
Yeah, it's like a pastime.
Kind of. It's not baseball, but it's like that.
It was kind of present time on Sunday.
Something to do with Taylor Swift.
That's
Like it's like the Taylor Swift Appreciation Society.
She won.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And then for those of you who are celebrating tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Strahd's favorite holiday, actually. I don't know if you know this.
That is surprising.
Yeah, Strahd's
Good for
favorite
Strahd.
holiday.
I always thought it was Valentine's Day.
Times with an M? Mm-mm. Now you're just being silly.
Well, that's me.
Well, I'll tell you why it's Strahd's favorite holiday, of course, because red is his favorite color, naturally, and he really wants to give a Valentine to Irina, and the four of you are just like not letting that happen. So it's going to be a sad Valentine's Day for Strahd.
Yeah.
It's also Mardi Gras today. Shrove Tuesday.
It is, yeah, Mardi Gras, right? What's today? What do they call it? Fat Tuesday?
Fat Tuesday, yeah.
Fat Tuesday. Oh, man, I'm going to go get a bag of chips.
I just ate all the pancakes.
Wow. All right. Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now. Like we said, Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras. So my question for all of you as our icebreaker today is, aside from, well, I guess we could even say like the religious winter holidays like Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. But what's your favorite holiday? I was gonna say aside from maybe those, because those are like you get tons of gifts and stuff for those holidays, presents and stuff like that. But I mean, you could, if you want to be superficial and go with those, that's fine too. What's your favorite holiday?
We're all going to have the same one.
We're not allowed to say
Are
Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, I know.
Everyone-
That's the one we're all going to pick.
Oh, no, I was going to pick that. Don't worry.
Well, let's hear it. Tim, go ahead. What's your favorite?
Oh, I know,
Tim.
Tim.
I'm a big fan of Valentine's Day. It's a nice holiday.
Look at him. He's so excited. He's giddy.
I love Valentine's Day. It's great. You get like candy, and I love kisses and romance. That's all nice stuff, right? Come on. Just like Valentine's Day.
I could have sworn he was going to say Halloween.
I also like Halloween. Really, any excuse to buy candy is what it comes down to. And like Halloween, Valentine's Day, Easter, like they're all there.
Very nice. Very nice. So Stefano and Andrew, is it a unanimous here for the two of you?
Are we allowed to select Thanksgiving?
Yeah, why not?
Thanksgiving. There's food. You get 2 days off.
That's food and days off. That's all Andrew needs.
Fat Thursday.
That's true. It is Fat Thursday. Yeah. All right. So other than the days off, though, what do you like about Thanksgiving, Andrew? Because it's a very American holiday, and I know you are American now.
Wow, you're really.
It's like Christmas. Because the turkey is traditional British Christmas dinner, but you don't have to do anything. There's no gifts. just like chill Christmas.
I
Plus,
kind of
it's
agree
the
with you.
start of the Christmas season.
Mm.
So you have it, and then you have all the holidays and parties, and then, yeah.
Do they have in England? Do they have like a Thanksgiving equivalent, or even a Thanksgiving Day that's just different than?
No, Thanksgiving, I think, is descended from the Harvest Festival, but it got
Gotcha.
moved later from Harvest for some reason I forget in America.
Oh yeah,
And
there's
Harvest has kind of died out in England. When I was a kid, we used to celebrate it vaguely because I grew up in like a village. So people used to bring like the vegetables they've grown to the church and they used to bless them or something. They don't really do it anymore.
interesting. So it was more like a local or regional type of event.
Right, yeah.
Gotcha. So it's not the love of Thanksgiving from your childhood. It's as you've been in the States celebrating, with American football and turkey, and you've grown to love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Stefano? Why do you love Thanksgiving?
I'm just gonna go with Bastille Day.
Go on.
Well, Bastille Day is 2 weeks before my birthday, so it's kind of like the kickoff to my birthday season. And you're in the thick of the summertime, so
Okay,
just
so you're
going on vacation, enjoying that nice weather, going to
So
the
you've-
beach.
so you're just choosing like the summer as a whole.
I'm just trying to be different.
Okay. Even though you already said it was Thanksgiving, we all heard that, right?
Yeah, it's definitely Thanksgiving.
All
It's
right.
all about the food, like the meals that my mom makes for Thanksgiving. It's just unbelievable.
Oh, it's about
I just, I,
family.
I just love stuff in my face
Wow.
and
It's like
and seeing my family
yeah, it's about family. It's like a Fast and
and
Furious
chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
movie. Different holiday.
Actually, I guess that's Christmas, but I
Different
don't know.
holiday.
Sometimes we do it during Thanksgiving.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, there you go. Sometimes we blend the holidays together. What about you, Michelle?
Well, I also would have said Thanksgiving. But sure, I'm gonna try to be different too. And I'll say maybe like Labor Day. I guess I just love the concept behind why Labor Day started. Like everybody deserves to chill, man. Like people shouldn't work so hard. Everyone needs to relax sometimes. Let the workers have a break. I really like that idea. So I'm gonna go with Labor Day, like on premise.
Look at that Labor Day here. Michelle, I'm so happy. And I'm sure you love the fact that we have a weekend and we don't have to work 7 days a week. It's amazing.
Yes, yes, those are all blessed things. And we don't have child labor anymore. That's pretty cool too, at least
Yeah.
in the US.
I'm a little bummed about that, honestly. It was so nice to, get cheap labor.
Fair.
No one to clean my chimney.
Yeah. Yeah. Kids were good at that.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's what I heard.
And
All
don't
right, if you
forget
win some,
about
you lose some.
Arbor Day.
Arbor
Who doesn't love trees?
Wow.
Fair. I like trees.
I can't say Arbor Day's on my top 10, but I can see why it's important. For me, I think if we're going outside of the winter holidays, I would say, and I agree, Thanksgiving is top notch. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite, I think. But good to be different, like everybody else. One holiday that is very special to me is St. Patrick's Day. My family on my dad's side is very Irish, so we celebrate, in the most Irish American traditional stereotypical way by eating corned beef and cabbage once a year. So we do that, and it's about family, right, Stefano?
Of course,
It's about family.
family.
Speaking of holidays, a couple of things here on the channel that I'd like to promote. We actually had a incredible game that we live premiered last week. It was a game of Shadow Dark that I created and I ran for Kelsey Dione of the Arcane Library. She actually came on the channel, played with the Tomb of Horrors crew, and I ran the game that she created for her. It was it was a really weird thing to do. I'll be honest with you. It'd be like running a game for like Gary Gygax. That'd be really weird, I feel like. But nonetheless, we had a great time. She was an awesome guest, and that video is a lot of fun. I've actually posted it as the intro video on the page. So go to Tabletop Bob, and you'll see all the action there. And if you do see that, and I'll maybe post it right here in the little cards. But when you do get there, I created a adventure, like I said, and I made it available for free on Patreon. So go check the links down below for Patreon. You'll see Sweetheart Sanctuary. There's the name of the adventure. You can download it and play it, maps and everything, all included. So take a look. And then just one more thing for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day holiday. We're going to be having a St. Patrick's themed or a fun themed adventure for that holiday too. So stay tuned. More info on that adventure and the cast and everything to be determined. But we're going to premiere that as well next month. So lots of stuff here on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. You're not going to want to miss any of this stuff coming out. And with that, I think we'll jump into Curse of Strahd. What do you say?
Woo!
All right.
Ooh.
No.
All right. Well, then we'll just talk more about holidays if that's what you want.
That's the preference.
Tell me more about Bastille Day.
It's a special day in his family, okay?
Yeah.
How do you celebrate Bastille Day?
Stick
Rufus
a
doesn't like
zucchini on your
this.
neighbor's porch day. That's also a good one.
Mm,
That's like August 7th or 8th.
really?
Yeah.
I've got to look up. There's a holiday for everything now, it seems like, huh?
There is.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do it.
Now
Let's jump
I'm
in.
ready to jump into the game. Let's go.
All right. So here we are in Barovia. The last time we played, which was 2 weeks ago, we ended up learning a lot more about the place called Vallaki, this town that you've entered and has been, I guess, promoted as a safe haven from Strahd's power and his domain, kind of a little sanctuary in this dark land. But all does not seem well in this place, despite the slogan. You talked and really got to know Father Lucian Petrovich, who is the priest of the Morning Lord Chapel here in Vallaki. He seems to have a pretty robust following. Parishioners were there when you entered, and he has some attendants. Yeska, who is a young 14-year-old boy, as well as Milivaj, another younger gentleman, maybe 16 or 17 or so, and they seem to work for him. There was a theft, though, and he revealed, because he felt like your presence, bringing Irina Kolyana to Vallaki, must have been the answer to his prayers. Just a few days ago, the bones of St. Andrew, which are the sacred artifact here in this church, were stolen. Now, nobody knows that they were stolen, except for, of course, Father Lucian. However, somebody had to have some sort of extra knowledge. It's common knowledge that the bones of St. Andrew are interred here at the church, but it is not common knowledge that they actually are what's protecting the city of Vallaki, or the town of Vallaki, that these bones have hallowed the grounds, and Strahd and his vampire minions are not allowed into the city because of them. You thought that there might be somebody who knows this secret other than him and the other former priests, so you questioned him as best as you could. You learned that his sister, Lydia, who's married to Vargas Vlakovich, the baron of this city, is actually someone who was once very religious, devout, and he has not had the same relationship with her as he has in the past since she's been married. Of course, that's been many, many years now, about a decade, more than a decade, excuse me. They've been married. So there's been a little, he sees her, but she doesn't come to the church nearly as much as she used to. You also found out that the Festival of the Blazing Sun, which is the Baron's special festival that he's going to use to increase the morale of the Vallakians, is actually scheduled for 6 days from now, and it is on the Feast of St. Andrew, which will be a sort of a, I don't know, just seems like a not so nice thing to do. You know when the Feast of St. Andrew is, and he scheduled the festival for the same day. So you decided to go check out a few places. You went to the Blue Water Inn, which is where you might have gotten some residence and lodging, but you were not welcome there. Although you did meet a couple of hunters who were willing to take you out and go take you to any town or travel around Barovia. They seem to be expert hunters, and they catch lots of wolf steaks here. But for the most part, the owners, they did not like you, especially the owner's wife was not too keen on this group, so they kicked you out. And then you went to I believe the last thing we did was you went to the Baron's actual mansion, and you met with Lydia. Lydia had basically the homeless and the poor people of the town there eating tea and cakes and sandwiches, all for it, or in return for work of creating wicker ornaments to be displayed for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. There were lots of other little things that I'm sure I've missed, but that was the big stuff. Is there anything to add from any of you? Any clarifications before we get started? All right, then.
We learned about Mount Baratok.
What did you learn? I mean, I remember discussing it. Mount Baratok is to the north. It's a pretty big mountain. Yes. Oh, no, I did remember. Yes.
We were asking the Yevgeny and Zoldar.
Yep, Yevgeny and Zoldar, the hunters, mentioned that people have said that there's an old, crazy, what do they say here?
A lunatic out in the woods.
Yeah, an
causing
old
a
crazy
panic.
loon out in the woods by the base of Mount Baratok. That was a little rumor that they had heard.
Yeah.
But they told you the reason why it's not safe out there is mostly because, well, there are wolves and creatures and even worse out there. And they'll protect you, get you where you need to go. You won't get lost. You get there in the fastest time possible.
The other thing that I wrote down was we learned that Lydia helped to set up the orphanage.
Ah, yes. There's an
And that
orphanage. Yeah.
The proprietor was named Madame Fremere.
Yep. Madame Fremere.
Fremere.
Like Laurent LeMaire.
Distant cousins, probably.
Fremere, LeMaire. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Jay in the chat. Yay, grayscale time. Yes. I've come to like this. I actually have come to really like the black and white. What can I say? I'm an artist.
Locks in the mood for sure.
So,
Cool aesthetic.
yeah. So, with that, let's begin. So, you find yourself in the dining room of Lady Lydia, who is the Baroness. And again, there's a whole slew of people here who are making little ornaments and baskets out of wicker to be burned. These are going to be effigies for the festival. So what do you all want to do? I think we just learned a few things, and oh boy, we got a lot to cover here still in Vallaki. What are we going to do?
We're still in the Burgomeister's house.
Yeah, I don't think we actually left.
All right.
I think we still need to find lodging, right? We weren't able to stay at the Blue Water Inn.
That is true.
If we're definitely not leaving tonight, we should find lodging sooner than later, because it seemed like the hunters were charging a pretty exorbitant fee to leave the city during the night.
Irina will say, "Leave tonight? Where are we headed?"
Just when we do leave. Certainly don't need to leave tonight. No rush.
Lydia,
find
I
lodging?
have a question for you.
She gets back out of a conversation with one of the guests, and she'll say, "Oh, yes."
We are hoping to stay here in Vallaki for a few days. Is there a place you would recommend to take up lodging?
Absolutely. The Blue Water Inn is a fantastic place. In fact, the owners... yes?
I just said,
Oh. The owners, Erwin and Danica, are the loveliest of people.
How long have they been the proprietors of this Blue Water Inn?
Oh, for a long time, since I can remember. Or their family, at least, the Martikovs.
Interesting. Perhaps
Is there another inn? Another place?
Perhaps you could put a good word in for us.
Absolutely, I could get you a room there. Is there a reason why you would need me to do that, you could just go. I mean, I'm sure they have rooms available. They always do.
Yes, we don't have a ton of money. We've been traveling days and days, so perhaps a good word from you, and we could get a friendly discount.
Really, I'm surprised. She looks to Rufus. You said the Gwaindire?
Yes, I am. But
Hey.
we're not been welcome at that inn you mentioned.
Oh, that
Thieves
is-
took all of his stuff.
That's absurd.
Well, that wasn't why they welcomed us.
Well, that will not stand. I will send a messenger there today and say that I will book a room for the 4 of you.
Thank
So
you
that
so
is-
much.
That
That's
is
so
the only
generous.
inn.
The only inn, yes. Unfortunately, we don't have too much outsiders here. We don't have too many.
Any other outsiders of note staying in Vallaki right now?
And none that I know of. You all. There was that traveling. Troop leader. What was his name? Ah, it's escaped
Did we
me.
write this down? Do we know this guy?
Yeah, he's the magician.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe he was a magician, she says. What was he? A singer? No. I can't remember, but he performs. At the Blue Water Inn, actually, I've heard. Many people have told me it's a show you must see.
Is his name perhaps Flair?
You would think someone with that much flair could be nicknamed that, but I don't believe that was it. It'll come to me. I've been trying to get Vargas to go to a show for quite some time. Always so busy with his work.
Where's the burgomaster right now, perchance?
I couldn't tell you. He's always out and about.
He must be very busy then.
Every day. Always busy. Always planning the next festival. Of course, that is what keeps the evil out. All will be well.
All
All
will
will
be
be
well.
well.
Yes, we just thought that we should make introductions since we are new here, and he is in charge. But meeting second in charge is just as well.
And you're referring to her, I assume, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She says, "Oh, I wouldn't assume that would be the case. I know that he's got an important job, and there are many people that he would trust before me. But I do my part. Isn't that right, everybody?" And she looks around the room, and there's, all the people just trying to toil away at making these baskets and effigies, and they're like, "Mm-hmm. All will be well," they say in unison.
I'd like to go. I don't like this place.
Well, you may go. That's not her saying it. That's me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
that's quite rude, Rufus.
Let us leave. No, that wasn't
To the group.
Rufus. Rufus says, "Let us leave. We must go and find lodgings."
It seems that the lady is going to procure lodgings for us. Or certainly help.
Yes. Is there someone that could come with us?
Sure, absolutely. She'll look over to a servant and send them with you.
Excellent. Thank you, Lady Lydia.
Okay, so she'll snap her fingers, and someone from behind in the kitchen will come out, and she goes, "Misha, come here." And this woman will come to her aid. Dark-haired woman. She seems like she's very stern, but also miserable because of probably working for these people. And she takes off like an apron, and she says, "Yes, as you wish." And Lydia goes, "Please take this to Erwin and Danica at the Blue Water Inn." And she's scribbling on a piece of parchment. She takes a little quill out and starts to write a letter. She says, "This should do the trick. Tell them that a room is expected." She'll nod. She'll grab the letter, fold it up, and she'll start to go. I mean, if you want to go with her, you can.
Well, thank you very much, Lydia. I'll be sure to pass out these flyers on my way to the Blue Water Inn.
Oh, yes, the flyers. Take more. She'll give you another stack.
Oh, yes. Here, Rufus, take some.
I'll take them.
I give her a very small dwarf-sized curtsy, and then I shuffle out. And as I leave, I murmur to the others, "This place is so creepy." Ugh. And I leave.
You exit out to the foyer. Again, this is a pretty large house. There's 2 guards in the foyer area. One at the stairwell that leads up to what you presume to be the second floor, the bedrooms, and then the other stands kind of towards the long hallway that you just came out of, and kind of ushers you towards the door. Misha will bring you through the foyer and out the front door, and eventually onto the streets of Vallaki once again. I'll move us over to our Roll20 screen and bring up our map while we're here. Is there any discussion that happens while you're being led by Misha?
Are we gonna stay in the Blue Water Inn tonight?
There doesn't seem to be anywhere else.
There's no other inn, that's for sure.
Because it just seemed like we were persona non grata there, and to go back there is like kind of not a terrible choice, but an interesting one.
Well, we have a letter of introduction.
All
I'd
right.
like to find out what it was about these people and why they had such disdain for us.
As would I. It's not usually people are overjoyed to make my acquaintance.
I have never walked in somewhere and met people that I didn't know, and immediately they just felt a certain way. It's very strange.
Really? Never?
Okay, Yune, maybe those 2 or 3 times, but I was quite drunk when I entered.
Do you remember the halfling house in Neverwinter? With all the bacon?
Oh, with the what?
With all the bacon. The bacon.
Yes. Yes, I remember the halfling house with all the bacon. And
You don't remember how embarrassed you were?
Yes, I remember. I knocked over all of the pots that were, all the frying pans, because I was just not in a good mood.
They'll never get that grease out of the wood floors. Never.
Well, that's one place we will never return to. But
Trick is flour.
don't forget about all the bacon that you stole.
Oh, I remember. I remember.
It was a pretty lucrative trip when you really think about it.
So Irina says, I don't mind staying at the Blue Water Inn, but I would feel a little uneasy if these people don't want us there and now we're being forced upon them.
What do you
Like-
suggest, Irina?
Are they going to murder us in our sleep?
Well, what would you suggest? Where else is there to stay? Do you know of anywhere?
Of course I don't. I mean, if I were to tell people who I am, perhaps that would get us a little more. But after that discussion that we had, and we're in Father Lucian's room, I think it's just best that I keep my identity, I wouldn't say secretive, but just not announce it to the world. I mean, after all, I did come here to hide.
Well, that is true, but we've already procured you an alias. You're Rufus's wife, Gwen.
Well,
When?
for the meantime, but we already told the guards that at the gate that I'm Irina Kolyana.
Oh, well, I guess we have to kill them.
Well, no, that's not what I mean, but I'm just worried that if we announce it to everyone, there may be just, I don't know. It makes me feel unsafe. Perhaps,
Irina, just a joke, Irina. Sorry. Trying to keep things light here in this dark place.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. It's so funny.
I
you're
tell Yune, remind me not to joke with this one.
Yeah. That was a bad one. Remember her brother might be dead or controlled by a evil vampire?
Yes, but sometimes you just got to get over things.
It was too soon. Too soon.
There.
Irina says, "No, I understand." She says, "It's a stressful time for all of us. Humor can lighten the mood, and well, anyway, maybe perhaps we should secure a residence. I mean, am I not to stay here for an extended period?"
Perhaps we should ask the priest of St. Andrews if he knows anywhere.
I'm sure there are
Perhaps we could-
homes that are abandoned. That might be an option. There are
Just
many
like
in
Barovia.
there are many in the village. Yeah.
And what is the policy there? Just walk in, it's yours.
Well,
Squatters'
no,
rights.
not quite. We'd have to purchase it, and the burgomaster would probably be the one to coordinate the deal.
Well,
So we have to find the burgomaster then.
It's possible. I mean, look, I'm not suggesting that we all buy a house here in Vallaki, but if we are going to stay here for some period of time and we're not wanted at the Blue Water, and maybe that is an option.
I
But
agree.
let's
I
see.
think your misgivings about the Blue Water are rational and founded.
But let's see what they have to say. Misha, who's the kitchen help, who's taking you towards the Blue Water Inn now, as you can see as you turn onto like the main road that cut through the town, that she kind of looks like she doesn't really want to go the rest of the way. She's like, "Here you go. Take this letter."
Well, Misha, we may not want to go there after all.
What do you
Do you
mean?
know anywhere else we might stay? Perhaps you have friends or relatives that could help us.
Friends?
That we could
Relatives?
stay with.
I have no one to take you to.
So you have an empty house. Just you.
I live at the Baron's mansion.
Oh, I don't want to stay there.
how long have you been in the employ of the Burgermeister?
Oh, the last 14 years, it seems.
And do you like it there?
She looks around. She's like looking to see, like, she's like, what is going on here? She goes, "Of course, all will be well."
All will be well.
All will be well.
I don't like this all will be well phase. It's
She's
freaking
like,
me out.
"What do you mean?"
Well, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It seems if all will be well, one does not need to constantly announce that.
Especially when you have proprietors of inns kicking you out. That doesn't seem very well to me.
That was an absence of well.
She says, take this letter. Go find yourself a place to stay.
Okay, thank you.
And don't say that out loud. All will be well," she says, and she looks around one more time as if somebody's watching. Then she'll start to walk backwards towards the mansion.
Can I do an insight on, particularly when I was asking about if she enjoys working at the Burgermeister's place?
You don't need to make an insight check. She hates
You
it
can- I
there.
could
I'm
just
pretty
tell.
sure she doesn't enjoy it.
She hates it there.
Okay.
I mean, these people seem like Lydia, just meeting her, seems like she's kind of just nuts. So
Mhm.
imagine like
Well,
all the
yeah.
weird requests and like things that she must, she probably is miserable.
Great.
I guess
So you-
like as we're walking to the Blue Water Inn, can I just like scan and see if there are any houses that just look abandoned from the outside? Like dark shuttered windows, no sign of life, no smoke coming out of the chimney.
No need to make a check. There are no abandoned homes here. Like I said, this is like the town common. There's quite a few shops and things like that. The Blue Water Inn is the kind of like the centerpiece of the street, and it is definitely not the most like residential of areas.
I see.
But so no building looks empty or abandoned. But you do remember when you walked in on the east gate that there were quite a few homes that looked like they could have been very dark, maybe abandoned, towards the what was it called?
The morning gate.
The Stockyard.
Oh, right.
Yes, but the morning gate, yes, towards the Stockyard. Stockyard.
I remember there being some abandoned houses towards where we came in.
The Stockyard. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the main entrance there.
Maybe we could check out the Stockyard at the same time. Okay, curious place.
Oh yeah, and go check out this circus performer, mysterious person in bright clothes.
If he's there, yes.
Okay, so would you like to head to the Stockyard?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold on to this just in case.
So right now you have a letter requesting a room from Lydia, the Baroness, who has a hold of that right now.
I do.
You do. Okay.
Do you want to read it and make sure it actually says that?
Sure. I open it.
Sure. It says, Dear Erwin, please allow these exquisite guests lodging at your wonderful establishment. Can't wait for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. All will be well. Signed, the Baroness. And it's got like the little insignia, the little seal of the Vallaki family. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is very different than another one that you've seen.
Exquisite. Dione wiggles her eyebrows at the rest of the group.
Pretty official.
Let's see what I'm seeing here is it is a severed wolf's head on a river. That's what the seal is.
That's keen.
Aggressive.
I'm not sure how detailed it can be. Little wax seal, but yeah.
It's,
All right.
Detailed enough to know that it's a severed wolf's head on a river. It conveys the message really clearly either way.
So where do you want to go? So you're within sight of the Blue Water Inn, and you'll have to go past it to get to the Stockyard. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So you'll walk by, and you'll notice as you walk by the Blue Water Inn, two like young men, maybe in their early 20s, enter into the Blue Water Inn. Both of them look like they're relatives, they're brothers certainly, maybe not twins, but they're very very close in their appearance. And they'll walk past you as you pass through the street, and they look you up and down, kind of give you a little bit of a I don't know. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like a snarl, but it's like a uneasy glare as they're kind of assessing you. And then one opens the door, holds it for the other, and they both walk in and leave you be. They do not look like Evgeny and Zoldar. They don't look like them at all. They do. Let me see. I don't think they have blonde hair either. I know that's what you're asking.
Okay.
I'm just going to look and see if there's a specific hair color they have, but I don't think they're blonde-haired.
Are they well-dressed? Do they just look like anyone else?
No, they do look like they are well-dressed. In fact, they even maybe had a sword at their side. They look like they were armed. But they don't look guards either. They don't wear the the guards have a uniform that you saw when you entered in the gates, and the ones who kind of pinched you for some money. They don't look like that. They're not wearing the guard clothing or uniform. They just look like they are well dressed and they are armed. And they do not have blonde hair. I'm just going to go ahead and say dark features.
Okay. I'm going to shout, "All will be well," and wave.
They won't address you back, and like I said, one holds the door, the other goes in, and then they close the door behind you. And then you hear some loud raucous, like they're like greeting people, and I guess it's afternoon at this point, so they might be going there for lunch or something like that.
And this is the only place we've been mean mugged, right? Like everywhere else in Vallaki, we've been like treated as strangers, but like outside the blue water, everyone's like, "Yo, forget these guys."
Yeah, basically.
Weird.
Except for Yevgeny and Zoldar, who didn't seem to have an issue with us.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Anyway, you'll see a couple of ravens on the structures as you pass, and you notice that they are like squawking and flying overhead and landing on from house to house or building to building, and they seem to be squawking at you as you get to the intersection up ahead.
Anybody else think that's weird? It's just me.
Even the ravens are mean mugging you.
I am fairly concerned about these ravens. I have half a mind to send Yune to attack one of them.
Dione shakes
As-
a little fist.
As a raven.
Wait. Does anyone have any rations? I have nothing. Give me some rations, somebody.
Probably have. Yeah, I go into my pack. I feel like we all start out with some specific allotment of ration, so I give you like some crackers or something.
I'm gonna approach the ravens with it. Be
Well,
like,
they're
"Here,
on-
birdies."
They're not at ground level. They're on the rooftops of the buildings.
I show them the rations. Rations.
There are a couple people in the street. I mean, it's not a busy time of day per se, but there's some Valakians walking, and they are looking at you like you are. You got two heads. They're like, "What is this man doing?" A mother is like holding her little child's eyes closed and like, "Don't look, don't look."
Can I toss the ration onto the roof near the raven?
Sure, yeah. Give me a check. So give me a dexterity check or strength check. See if you can throw it.
There are people starving, Rufus.
It's only a little bit.
This is
Okay,
too
here we
good.
go.
If you can get the little chicken to come down here, we can eat them.
Did you call it
Let's
a
do
bad
chicken?
luck.
athletics.
It's just a skinny chicken, no?
That's terrible
25.
luck.
There you go. You said chicken again, right? Chicken?
Yeah, I imagine,
Chicken.
because like in French, like a CH is often pronounced sh. So I imagine Dione
Oh,
would say
chicken.
chicken.
Chicken?
Come on.
So you throw the cracker or whatever it was, the rations up, and what'd you get, Andrew? 25?
25.
You peg one of the ravens with a cracker. It squawks and
No, I'm not trying to hit them with it.
oh no, but you got a 25. I mean, you get it right there. Wherever you
Yeah.
well, where do you want to place it? You want to place it like
Right
on
in
the
front
roof?
of its little beak.
All right, so it's perched on top of the house, or the structure. So you throw a cracker up there, and it lands right on the roof. It nearly hits the raven. It squawks at you. It'll take the thing and then fly away. And a couple of the other ravens that are there will also like fight over it and then like fly away, chasing the one raven who stole it. And the door opens from the building that you were in front of, and you can see this man. He comes out. He goes. He's kind of a little heavy set. He's got a goatee. He's wearing a big like a poofy hat, and he comes out and he goes, "Hey, what are you throwing stuff at my building for? Come on now. None of this. Shoo."
Well, oh, hello, friend. What is your name?
Ah, my name. Everybody knows Blinsky. Gadov Blinsky. And you throw crackers on my shop.
Shop. What do you sell here,
shop.
Blinsky?
Yeah, you look and you can see there's a wooden sign hanging, shaped like a rocking horse. It's got a letter B engraved on both sides. It flanks flanking the entranceway is you see two windows, and through it you see jumbled displays of toys.
Blinsky, the toy maker?
Oh, wait, we've heard of him.
We have heard of you. You're incredibly well known in these parts.
Everybody knows Blinsky. You said your names were?
I'm Canas.
Dione?
I'm Rufus Gwaindire of Gwaindire.
Rufus, Dione, Canas, and
Laurent.
Laurent.
This is my wife Gwen.
Ah, Gwen. He looks at her for a second. He's like, narrows his eyes at her, squints, and he's like, I'm sorry, I must have mistaken you for somebody else.
Well, we apologize, Blinsky, but we just
Oh,
wanted
it is-
to feed the birds, get them off your roof.
I don't want the birds above my store. And he says, look what they do sometimes. And you see like bird droppings all over the siding and the windows, and they make a mess. He says,
Yes.
please, can I interest you? We make amends. Can you buy something from my store? We call it a day.
I'll take a look.
Come on in. He opens the door. You hear the little bell ding as he opens the door. You see a placard bearing a slogan overhead when you enter, and you finally get into the place. Just kind of like right in the front, where like maybe his like little cash register or something would be. It says, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Does anyone out of character remember where we heard about this guy?
I do.
Someone
the
has
hags.
mentioned it.
Who was that?
I was gonna say I know we've heard of a toy maker in Vallaki.
Yep.
Wasn't it the hags? Didn't the
Nope.
hags tell us about it?
You want me to tell you?
Well, it's probably better than us searching through our notes.
Let's see. Let's see
Yeah.
if the chat can remember. Chat, do you remember
Chat,
when
help me
they
out.
heard about Blinsky?
Come on, chat. Don't let us down.
And we are not going to continue playing until somebody tells us.
Somebody's got to find out.
Yep.
Well,
Oh,
in my
look at this.
notes.
You ask, and you shall receive. Cam W with the W, Mad Mary, back in the village of Barovia, the
Go
toy
Cam.
that was in her daughter's
Yeah.
room that
doll
you
thing.
stayed in. Yeah. Hmm.
Ah,
Oh,
you, Cam.
wait, I still have Mad Mary's doll. Is that, you mean that's Belinsky's?
That's it.
Ooh, well, I'm not going to tell him about that. I'm going to keep that hidden in my back pocket.
Yep. Mad Mary's daughter, who his name is escaping me right now. She was taken by Strahd, right? So
That's what
Gertrude.
Mad Mary said.
Gertruda. Thank you. That's what it was. Gertruda.
Right.
So he welcomes you in. You can see there's it's a pretty fun looking store. It's probably the most fun store you've seen. There's toys of every kind in here. It seems like I said, he's kind of like a happy, jolly fellow for such a horrible place. He wears a big puffy jester's hat. He's got a goatee, which kind of fits into the handle. What are the like straps that go into his
Mutton
his
chops?
sideburns? Not mutton chops, but it's like a, what do they call that? I don't know. There's a word for these. Chin strap, kind of like that. Yeah, kind of goes up into his sideburns. He's a little overweight, but also overjoyed.
Oh, which I looked in the chat briefly. Do we still have that kid with us that we turned into a kid by accident? Turned into like
Yes.
an infant?
I think we do.
Micah. Yes.
Yeah,
Micah,
Micah, he's a year and a
should
half.
we
He's a little
Buy
baby. yeah.
Micah a toy?
Oh.
So let's just be
Yes.
clear. Yeah, so with you right now, you have the 1.5-year-old Micah, Irina, who's been holding him, and the 4 of you, as well as an invisible Yune, correct?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have Misha anymore.
When
No, Misha's,
we need to
Misha's
buy
gone.
your son a toy.
Oh,
He's-
what? How old is he? 1.5?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have the
at least for
perfect toy.
today.
Yes, they grow up so fast, don't they?
They sure do.
I sure do.
Mhm.
Like the blink of an eye, they'll be 16.
Yeah. In fact, Maybe we should buy a toy that would be also good for a 16.
He'll grow into it, right?
Right. Or a 7-year-old.
What do you have for him, Blinsky? What can we buy for Gwen and Rufus's?
I have the perfect gift for a 1-year-old. He takes out a. He goes behind the little register, and from behind the counter, he brings out a set of wooden nesting dolls. This is a classic toy. Is perfect for the 1-year-old. He puts out it's like a big egg at this point. Go play, test, play.
I open the egg.
You can see it's like a child, right? It's like maybe like a 5-year-old or whatever, like a big egg of a 5-year-old, right? And you open it up, and it's like a slightly older boy, like maybe like a 10-year-old.
Is it scary?
No, it looks like a nice, happy young individual.
Hmm.
I want to open them all up.
Yeah.
You open the
What's
next
on
one,
it?
and
I want to know what's in the inside.
yeah, it becomes like an adult, like an 18-year-old, like a man, right? You open it again, it becomes like a middle-aged person, 35 years old or so, 40 years
I'm
old.
scared.
And then you open it again, and it's like, you get a little older, and again another egg, and eventually, the last innermost doll is like a mummified corpse.
This is perfect. We have to give it for him. How much, Blinsky? How much? I need to know.
This I could not get rid of for minimum 9 CP.
Well, that we can do.
Minimum 9 CP. I will not haggle.
Okay, 6 CP it is.
I will not haggle. And you owe me because you threw crackers on my roof.
One might say you owe us because we got rid of those birds off your roof.
Okay, fine. This is not the one you want. I get it. I have a better one. He takes out from behind the counter a wind-up musical merry-go-round. He starts to crank it up, and he says, "This is what will entertain him for hours." And he puts it out on the counter, and you realize it's actually snarling wolves chasing children in place of prancing horses.
This is the one.
Put it away. Put it away.
Oh, what?
Rufus, for your son, though. Come on.
No,
Yes, you love it.
I don't like
we
this
have
at all.
taken something.
What does the music sound like?
Terrifying.
It probably
The
sounds
The
like
screams of children.
yeah.
The nesting doll.
Blinsky, do you have anything less devilish?
Of course.
Dione hugs the wolf merry-go-round to her chest, a sparkle in her eye.
I see.
Perhaps
you-
this 1-year-old would like this.
Yes, I see you have a good eye. This one, though, I cannot let go for less than 8 silver.
The merry-go-round.
Yes, it's very intricate, all the mechanical devices inside.
We're not getting that one. For my
Okay, we will think
son.
about it. What else? What else?
Okay, fine. This. Let me be right back. He goes to like a back room. He opens up the door, and it looks like it might be like his workshop, but it's also filled with like toys too, like maybe things that are on his queue, things to be made. And he can you can see what's passive perceptions, everybody here.
13.
Like 12.
14.
12.
Gotcha. Dione, you can see as he comes back out and is about to close the door, there's a doll that you notice on his workbench. Again, you really are only seeing this from a distance, but right as he closed the door, it pops into your head. It looked strangely like Irina.
Okay. I'll sidle over to Irina. Oh, he's like out of sight, right? He can't see us.
He just came back, so he just came back and closed the back door, and he
Right,
says,
okay.
so he's like kind of within 10 feet of you, and he says, "I know just what the little one would like." And he takes out it's basically I'm trying to think of the word here, but it's like a mobile, for a baby crib, but it's got bats It's like wooden and strings, and the bats are flapping their wings as they go around. This I just finished the other day. He will love this. What do you say?
Well, I'm gonna sidle over to Irina and just like gently nudge her a little bit with my elbow and like point over where the doll is, trying to gesture to her.
The doll was in the back room, which looked like maybe it was in his workbench area, like he was working on it.
Oh.
And then he closed the door as he came back out. And
Got
then
it.
you can't see it
Yeah,
right
that's really scary, Bob. I don't really think I want to play anymore.
now. Which one?
I don't want to play this campaign anymore.
Which one?
The whole thing's terrifying.
Irina doll.
The end.
And they all lived happily ever after.
I'm just gonna be reckless in all fights from now on. That's enough.
He says, all right, last one. He brings out a miniature gallows complete with a trapdoor
My
and
God.
a weighted hangman. And he like presses a little button and the trapdoor opens and the little guy falls down and it's like a laughter sound.
Sound.
He's
I'll
like,
take the nesting doll.
Yeah. Here you go. I give him 9 CP for the nesting dolls.
he says, and remember, is no fun, is no Blinsky.
Just hold a second. And I open them all up. I take out the mummified corpse and I say, "You keep this one."
You giving him back the mummified corpse?
Yep. And I'll keep all the rest of the nesting dolls.
So it will not be complete.
Death is the actual completion of life, and I'd prefer to stay alive, so you can keep this.
Up to you. He takes the little nesting doll back, puts it in his pocket.
Souvenir for your great work.
Can I interest you in any more toys?
Dione? And I gesture to Dione and I walk out.
Well, remember, Canas did not see the Irina doll.
Right.
Well, I saw all these toys.
They are messed up. Yeah.
When I like snuck a peek into the back room, were there any windows in that room?
I'm sure there are, yes.
Okay. I guess I would like to try and, if there are any open windows that I saw, I'd like to try and engage in a long conversation with Blinsky and like slowly kind of talk to him about buying this wolf merry-go-round and then simultaneously try to mage hand the Irina doll, just like chuck it out the window. Would you allow it?
So you can't see the Irina doll. Like I said, you're in this shop, right? And there was a back door that led to a room that was like his work space. So you don't have view of the workspace or that back room right now because the door is closed. But if you wanted to perhaps leave the facility, go around back or something like that, there could be a window there.
Okay, all right. Then I Dione will say, okay, no problem. I would love to purchase this beautiful merry-go-round. And she excitedly digs out 8 silver from her. Oh.
I'm sorry, Danny. We're not buying the merry-go-round. I'll take it from her and put it back.
But the merry-go-round.
It is so cute. Look at the puppies.
No, not for my son.
Yeah.
But this is not for your son.
No.
It is for me. Huh?
No. And I'm just gonna walk out and leave.
Okay.
Oh, you've left? Okay,
Yeah.
right after, as soon as he exits the door, I like throw my 8 silver at Blinsky and I take the
When
merry-go-round.
Rufus Jr. and Rufus leave, Dione is left to her own devices.
So you buy the merry-go-round?
I do, yes.
Okay.
And then I put it in my pack before Rufus can see, and I trot out.
Laurent, it seems like you're the last one in here. What do you do? Irina will go out with Rufus. Laurent is leaving as well?
Sorry, say it again.
Are you leaving as well?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so the two of you, Dione and Laurent, will leave at the same time. And just as you open the door and get ready to leave, you notice right there on the shelf, right at the door, as your last thing you see, is a ventriloquist dummy that looks just like Strahd von Zarevich. It's got a big old grin on it, mouth wide open, fangs snarling.
That would be a lot scarier if he wasn't such a popular and well-loved leader. And I'll walk out.
Your parting words.
All right, so you leave Blinsky Toys. Is no fun is no Blinsky. That's what
No
they say.
fun, no Blinsky.
No fun at all.
You may
So-
discuss.
Okay, so now we're outside. Guys, I saw a very creepy little doll in the back room. Did anybody else see this? The doll, it looked so much like Arena. Did anybody see him? Look around. No?
No.
Do you think perhaps we can sneak around the back? I want to see if I can take another look. It looked just like you. And I point at Irina.
She's like me? What do you mean?
Yes. He had like a little doll, like a children placing, but it had your face.
I've
It
never
looked
met.
exactly like you.
I've never met this man before.
How could he know your face? He put it on a doll.
I don't know. He did look at me quite strange when we walked in. Did you notice that?
Yes, definitely. I think there is something suspicious afoot.
There's a lot of suspicious things afoot in Vallaki.
Certainly, it must be that Irina, not Gwen, is just well known for the beauty you are, and of course, he designed a doll after you. And the resemblance is simply passing.
But he has never seen her.
No, he hasn't. But
Perhaps
maybe somebody else who knows me asked to make it.
No
perhaps
doubt
it
that
was commissioned by Strahd.
the tales of your beauty have surpassed even Barovia.
My village.
Yeah, you're a small village.
I don't know. I maybe your eyes were playing tricks on you, Dione.
No, I am certain. I am so certain. Can we go look?
I don't believe that Dione's eyes were playing tricks. Just as my eyes were not playing tricks with that scarecrow. Everything seems to be as it seems in Barovia. Especially the frightening things.
Should Dione, do you want to go and check it out, or?
Yes. So I'll like creep over to kind of round the back, see if there's a window kind of opening into the back room that I saw.
You can go around the back. It's like a row of buildings, so you can go, around the block essentially, and come up on the back side of these structures. You'll find Blinsky's Toys, and you can see there is like a back door. It's closed, and a window that leads into the workshop. It looks like, even though there's no sun, this does let light in during the daytime. And it's empty at this point. You look around, and there's a workbench. It looks like there's tools, looks like toy maker tools. A bunch of different, whatever he's got on the docket, planned. There's all different sorts of projects at different states of completion. On the table, though, what looks like a mostly completed doll. And now that you get a chance to look at it well, it's a striking resemblance for Irina. It's got her features, her dark hair, widow's peak, whatever she might have, her nose, cheekbones. It for a stuffed doll, it looks very, very much like her.
Have the rest of you followed me to the back, or is it just me?
I think it's just you, but if anybody
I
wants
haven't.
to join her. Yeah.
In the meantime,
I would go.
Okay. So Canas will go, and Laurent and Rufus will stay at the front.
yeah. And
Yeah,
okay.
while I'm waiting, I want to cast Detect Magic as a ritual on the egg thing.
Detect magic?
Yeah, as a ritual on the egg.
Do you have
Good boy.
detect magic as a paladin?
Yeah.
Do you mean your divine sense?
No, Detect Magic. Look.
I think
Yeah,
the real question is, do you have the egg?
Yeah, he's got the egg, right? Or did
Yeah,
you
sorry.
buy
Oh
it?
no, I don't have the egg.
I bought it.
Well, we'll talk
you
about
not
the
give it
end
to
then.
the
It's
kid?
fine. You can have it. You can have it.
You
I
can
figured
have
you
it.
would have given it to the kid.
Right.
Rufus, you can cast detect magic as a paladin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you prepared it, or it's one of your prepared spells?
Yeah, my last long rest, I swapped out command and took detect magic instead.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you'll start to cast as a ritual in the middle of the street.
In like a corner.
Okay, so maybe you'll go to an alleyway and do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Dione and Canas, the two of you are looking. Maybe Dione gets hoisted up to the window by Canas, and you can see inside. There's the doll. It looks just like Irina.
Does it look like there's any? Sorry, I just want to see. At least maybe make a perception check or something to see if there's any notes or something. Maybe some sort of essentially writing that's asking or describing this doll.
Sure, go for it. Yeah. And Dione, you can make the same check if you'd like. Just call out your number because I don't have the Roll20 screen on.
You got it.
Perception?
A 6.
Yes, perception.
21.
Canas with the 6, you don't see anything.
Yeah, Dione's feet are like on my eyes while I'm hoisting.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you see it, Canas? Can you see?
Shh. What?
There is something afoot. I can see that.
God.
Dione, you don't see any paperwork or anything like that. However, you do notice, and so it doesn't surprise you when it happens, there is a monkey who is hiding right behind the side of the window. There must be some sort of shelf or table that's up against the wall. And so before it makes its presence known, you see like a hand or something, or maybe its tail. And so you back away from the window, and then all of a sudden it goes like, ah, right at the window, right in front of you. It bangs on the window, makes a lot of noise.
Oof. Okay, I leap off of Canas's shoulders and I duck down real quick so that I'm no longer kind of in the view. And I say, Canas, did you see the creepy Irina doll? And also the monkey. But I did not see any notes, any papers, no other information.
Dione, I believe that's the alarm that just sounded. Maybe we should get out of here.
Are you sure you do not wish to steal the doll?
Not after we have been found out by this monkey,
You have no fun. Okay, fine.
but perhaps later.
Okay, later we steal. Now we run. And then I start running back to our friends.
Perfect. So you'll wrap back around and see your friends. Again, it's daylight here, but I mean it's overcast, so it's not like bright light. But you see your friends, and there are some people milling about. The ravens have not come back. You see Irina looking to see if she sees any ravens. They're not here. And she says, "So, did you get it?"
It appears that Blinsky has a pet monkey who keeps guard of anything in the workshop.
And you were bested by the monkey?
Well, it started making a lot of noise and banging on the window once our presence was known.
But you saw it, right? It's actually of me?
I caught a glimpse of it, but Dione was stepping on my eyes, but I believe it was certainly you.
Well, that is concerning.
Very concerning.
We should go back later with food for the monkey. Then you will see.
Ah, the old cracker trick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this meeting seems to be coming to its conclusion here. Would you like to press on to the stockyard or go somewhere else?
Stockyard?
Yeah, let's continue on.
Okay.
Agreed.
So go ahead, Michelle. Do you have something to say?
Oh no, I was just agreeing. Yes, let's go to the stockyard.
All right, so you move on and
Are
you
gonna-
head.
What about my detect magic? Are you going to wait for me to finish?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can finish detect magic. There is nothing magical about the egg or any of the eggs. You can open all of them, have them all displayed. There's nothing magical about it.
As he's casting that and we're standing around waiting, does his detect magic ping on my wolf merry-go-round that I have hidden in my pack?
Good question. No.
Cool.
How about
thing
the
you got-
Burgomeister's sword? Just kidding.
He actually, I think, used detect magic on it, if I'm not mistaken, and there was nothing.
Oh yeah, he did
nothing.
mention that.
It gave. Yeah, it gave nothing. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the stockyard. You continue on through, and like the afternoon moves on a little bit by, and you get to the stockyard eventually. I just kind of described this to you when you first walked in. I think as you entered into Vallaki for the first time, this was maybe the first of the sort of sights. I don't want to call it a sight, but things that you saw, that you noticed. It's a large stockyard with several sheds along its periphery. And there is a big, roomy warehouse. The sign above the front gate says, Arasek Stockyard. Parked at the south end of the stockyard is a sturdy carnival wagon. Its colorful paint peeling off, faded lettering on its sides spells out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. A heavy padlock secures the back door. I would say the stockyard right now is empty, but it is like the gates are open. So this is a time of day where anyone that has something here could access it. So you don't get the sense that like you're secluded. Like there could be people coming in and out of here.
Are there any abandoned houses around the area?
Well, that would be a little bit more of a detailed search. Like technically if you're in the stockyard, you don't have like the best view of every home. But you can see on the map, and I don't have it displayed for our listeners, but there are a few houses just kind of around the gate of the stockyard, and it's daytime, so many of them look, there's no fires or it looks dark, so perhaps they could be abandoned. But let's say if you wanted to go and just search for that, you'd have to kind of go up to the homes, check them out, inspect them a little more thoroughly.
Should we check out the stockyard first?
Might as well start with that.
Okay, so you see what I described, and like I said, the most out of place thing here is the carnival wagon. As you approach it, you see what it says: the Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders, and there's a padlock on the back door. I do have
There's no like
artwork.
windows or any way to like see inside it.
There's no windows, no. Let me give you some artwork, actually, though, because I think this would be worth seeing. And let me switch over our Roll20 screen so that our viewers can see it too. All right, here you go. It is not raining, as the picture would depict, although you think rain might be in the forecast for tonight.
As we approach, is there any sound or anything coming from inside? Or it's like seems, as far as you can tell, unoccupied.
Yeah, seems unoccupied, locked up. Though, if you'd like to give me a perception check, you may go up to it and
Yeah, I'll
listen.
go up and I'll run a perception check, and then if there's no response there, I'll knock on it. So let's see, perception. Perception check is 7.
Yeah, it's quiet.
All right, can I knock on the front door?
So it doesn't have like a front door, but it has like that little like side, what looks like it would slide open, and then
Yeah.
to the back, obviously chained, is a big padlock locking the door there.
I have my thieves' tools ready in my hand and a big grin on my face.
Dione, I feel you should. Can you pick the lock? I sense the bones of St. Andrews are here. For some reason, I sense it.
Wow.
I thought you would never ask. And
We tried knocking first before we tried picking.
Yeah, I thought we were knocking.
We tried knocking. It'd be really silly to knock on it and then have them open the door and be like, "Hello."
I will warn you if anyone is coming. And while she does it, I'll keep a lookout.
I lean into Laurent and I say, "Yeah, this guy's all over the place. He didn't want to steal a doll. Now he wants to break into a wagon. I don't understand."
I turn around and say, "We're not going to steal anything, Canas. We're just going to have a look."
He's got great hearing, though.
Apparently.
I did hear that.
All right, let's try and bust in. Then there's no response.
All right, cool.
All right.
So let's see. Like thieves' tools. Oh my god, I forget every time. Just like Dex.
Yeah,
Dex.
dexterity and your proficiency. It might even be easier just to roll like a simple dexterity check and add 2 to it.
Yeah.
Did you have expertise in it?
Oh, expertise. I believe so. Yes.
So
I
just
I think it's actually going to be. Yeah.
So just to be clear, though, because if you chose expertise, it wouldn't have been something you picked on your skill list. So if you have 2 expertise on the skill list already, it wouldn't be thieves' tools.
Oh, okay. Then no, I do not have
Okay.
expertise. Thank you for clarifying.
Still a 19.
Yeah, still a 19. All
Still a
right.
19. It doesn't seem to work. This looks like it's a pretty difficult lock. Whoever locked this up wants people out.
Wow. I can't seem to get it.
You can't get it?
I've tried my best. I've tried all of my techniques. I can't get it.
This is very suspicious.
Do you want to wait here and see if anyone comes back, or do you want to come back later in the evening?
Now, just curious, I wonder, I'm not giving you any information on this. I'm just curious because it's funny to hear the mindset of players, and maybe if you at home watching this, you might even feel the same way as I have if you've sat in the DM's chair sometimes. Now, because this has artwork associated with it, do you feel like there is something more to it because of the art?
Personally, I think it's crazy that we just walked up to a wagon and we're like, "Oh, let's try to break in."
Well, I can give you my rationale.
I would love to hear it. And this is no
One.
knock on you all, because I think it's hard to... You're only presented certain amounts of things. So
This
you only
guy
can go off
travel-
what you're presented.
This guy travels around Barovia performing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we nearly died like 3 times just walking from Barovia to Vallaki.
That's right.
So there's no way he's a good guy. He wouldn't have survived. Plus, it's spooky as heck. And why is it locked up so much? And the bones just happen to disappear when this guy turns up.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious just because, like, we've talked to so many people who are like, we don't know who that guy is. He showed up one day. He dresses funny. So,
Yeah.
like, he seems like a person of interest, and we also seem unusual to them. So, like, he is interesting in the same way that we are interesting. We are all outsiders, so I need to know more.
Now, may
How
I
can he
just
be an
may I just
outsider?
Yeah, but
interject?
nobody wants to find out why everyone hates us at the Blue Water Inn.
Now, may I just interject
That's
one
'cause of
thing?
Laurent.
May I just interject one thing? So, people who are outsiders, who dress real funny, who come here with special abilities and whatever, and just happen to show up at the same time the bones get taken, describes all of you.
Yeah.
Except we know we didn't take the bones because we're us.
We
Do
don't
we?
have long blonde hair.
Plus,
Do
we
we?
don't have a
Speaking
free.
of which, I meant to
don't have-
ask, as we're walking around before, we should be looking for that girl who stole your stuff.
Oh, I've been keeping a good lookout for her.
Okay.
I
You
haven't
know what?
seen her.
I assumed you all were keeping a good lookout, so I've been secretly making rolls here.
Okay, as long as that's been assumed, I'm not
Look at this. I
worried.
got a D20 right
Yeah.
here.
Good enough
Yeah,
for
I
me.
forgot to say, but I've been looking the whole time for her. Because we need our map back.
I assumed.
And our dignity.
Well,
So we're gonna wait for Rictovia? Or are we gonna keep busting in? Or are we gonna?
I want to crawl underneath it. Can I crawl underneath it?
Yeah, certainly. Go ahead. Yeah. Hmm.
I say, maybe there's a way in underneath a trap door, and I'll go in.
You get on your all fours. You
Mhm.
stick your head under. You kind of crawl underneath the wagon, and there is no like hatch or something if you're looking for that. There's no hatch that seems to go from underneath. But
Okay.
give me a perception check though.
Oh, okay. 17.
You smell the. I wouldn't say it's necessarily rancid, but it is the smell of like decayed meat.
I'll come out and say, I smell a stench of decayed meat.
Dione, can you try and pick that lock one more time?
Hmm.
And
And
can I cast
yeah.
guidance?
Yeah, okay. Bob, if you're cool with it, Dione will kind of take to the lock with renewed vigor.
Go
Hearing
for it.
that- Yeah, okay, cool.
With a D4.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
So Dione, I'm going to say that at this point, this one takes you a little longer, maybe like a minute to do,
Okay.
and you realize it's just being too difficult for you. Might be beyond your ability.
This is just the most confounding padlock I have ever seen. I have no idea.
Can anyone cast knock?
I think the only person who can would be you. Oh no, Laurent could in theory, I guess, if he has. Well, no.
I say that as I say that in character, by the way.
I think you're the only person with that on the spell list.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a wizard spell, and Laurent can get some wizard spells, but I think he'd have to be taking it as his like
Yeah.
the bardic, whatever it's called, where you get a spell from a different category.
Knock is it's in my list actually, but I
Oh,
don't
it
have
is.
it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, actually, I can't cast it.
Oh well, then never mind. It's just Laurent. But you don't have it. though.
Arcane Trickster also can cast knock.
Oh, look at you! So it could be Dione as well. Everybody except the person I thought it was.
I'm concerned if the bones are in there. He could leave and take them. Now he has completed his
do we want
task.
to stay behind and wait for him, or do we want to come back later?
Maybe, is there anything else in this yard?
I think we should meet this person.
Yes,
I agree. I
I'd
think
like
he's a
to-
person of interest.
Person of interest.
But in the meantime, looks like rain. If we're going to secure lodgings and not use this letter, we should do so quickly.
All right, would
Should
you
we-
like to do that?
You want to look round for somebody's houses, Canas?
I would like to give Danica and Erwin a piece of my mind.
You know, if we can stay in one of these houses around here, perhaps we can keep an eye on the wagon.
That is true.
Don't we have to find the Burgermeister before we just start occupying a home?
Well, Irina says, I was only suggesting that if we stay long term, I'm sure a night nobody would mind. Nor would they know.
We wouldn't damage anything.
No.
Yes, we will ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Irina says, if you're certain though, Rufus, and the bones are in there, should we not try to get them out?
Well, I'm not certain. It's just an intuition I have. Because
I'm
he
sure-
is the only newcomer here except for us.
True.
Why do you
As far as we
assume
know.
it's a newcomer that has the bones?
I mean, that makes sense too. It wouldn't like someone in the town.
Perhaps, yeah, a newcomer might not even, probably doesn't even know about the bones. We knew nothing of the bones until we spoke to Father Lucian. I think that was his name. Yep.
Yep. Father Lucian.
Ah.
Yeah.
I guess that is true.
Now, clearly there's something odd about this wagon, and I do like the idea of perhaps finding a place to stay near the wagon so we can keep an eye out.
Let's do it.
Let's
So-
pick one of the houses.
So you leave the stockyard, and the houses, like I said, that are around this area. Give me a. We'll do. Maybe we'll do a. It could either be perception, yeah, or investigation. I would say. Let's do a group check. Everybody does it. The DC we're looking to see if you can find a house and identify whether or not it is abandoned. Would be. You could do either of those checks, and we'll do a DC
Jesus Christ.
13 to see if you can identify it.
Canas is like, the ground is fine.
Yeah. And I rolled for Irina. And Irina got a 16.
That's more positive than negative.
All right, yeah, we got more positives and negatives. 3 positives, 2 negatives. So you spend the next few hours kind of searching around the area. You go up to homes. You at first maybe like survey them. Maybe then go up to windows, see if there's furniture or people. Most of the houses do seem like they are filled, but there are, let's see, there are 2 homes that look like you come to the conclusion they might be abandoned. They're both like townhouse style, taller than they are long, and they are what seems to be abandoned. There's no people that come and go from them. You knocked on the doors or looked through the windows, and they seem to be empty. They look like maybe the furniture in there hasn't been touched for quite some time, layers of dust. Would you like to pick one of them?
Yes.
Let's just say, for purposes of our map here, that you've got 2 choices, and let's see, let's make them as difficult as possible here. Let's say this house right here, this orange one, that's an option. And that's on the western side of the stockyard, closer to the carnival wagon. But there's also closer to most of the town. So, like, these homes along this area people are living there. Okay, so that's, your backyard, basically. You'd have to be careful because there are people there that could witness you in the home. Then, to the other side, there's a house, again, like I said, townhouse style. We'll say it's this one right here, which is much more secluded. Oops, I'm writing on the wrong side. Much more secluded, but you don't have a line of sight to the carnival wagon. And I just realized that the lines that I drew are in yellow, and you cannot see them on the screen.
Oh,
If you're a
Black and
Sure,
white is
see
tough
them.
to see.
I can see them.
our viewers cannot see them, so I'm going to make them
Here
blue or
and
something.
here.
Yeah,
I like
but I'll do that.
I like the westerly one so I can see the wagon.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think the view in the
same.
wagon is the top priority.
I don't really care about being discovered that much.
Cool.
Well, we're raising a young kid. He's got to have room in the backyard. I'm just saying.
We can always like shove a bookcase in front of windows or something if we want to stay undercover.
So this will be the first house in blue. I'm circling now. This will be the second house. Again, one in sight of the wagon, which maybe would be like right here, and the other not in sight of the wagon. But again, more secluded, not many people living in the area. Maybe just you have one neighbor that you'd be able to see you. Whereas here, you have multiple neighbors that could see you in this area. Okay, but it seems like you don't care, so you want to go to the townhouse that is abandoned on the west side of the stockyard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
that's what we'll do.
Personally, I don't think it's wise to be discovered by these people since we are illegally breaking into this home, but it seems I am outnumbered.
No, we can be careful.
I would sooner have Yune fly to the top of the other house and keep watch if Yune could see the wagon from there.
Hmm.
That is a good idea.
Just wait till the homeowners association finds out about this.
Oh, all those fees.
Okay, so then we want to pivot. You want to go to this
Well,
house?
I want to at least see if Yune can keep watch. If is that like, can Yune just fly to the top of the house and have line of sight at all times on this wagon?
As you command.
What do you see it, Yune?
As you wish.
I do wish for you to tell me if you can see the wagon.
Thy will be done.
The westerly house it is.
You got
You-
trolled by your own familiar. Dang.
You can trust me, Canas. I will not lay my eyes off of it for a second.
Do you see
look
it?
at that. Look at that butterfly.
Not reassuring.
Oh, so my companions, based on this short conversation I just had with Yune, I do not think having Yune keep watch on the wagon is the choice that we should make. So
I won't let you down, Canas.
thank you. All right, now you can come back because you already have.
We can go to the other house.
Yes,
I mean-
it seems
Western house?
we
Is
need
that
to
where
be
we're looking?
careful.
Even from where we are, the wagon can't leave the stockyard without us noticing, so it's not like they're going to go overnight.
Okay, so then Western house it is. The
Yes.
abandoned house. You enter into the home. Again, it's a very old house. It looks like it's been abandoned for quite some time, at least a few years. There's a thick layer of dust on everything here. There's bedrooms upstairs and mostly a small living place, kitchen, and sitting room downstairs. It looked like a very, modest home. This is not like a fancy house, nothing like the Burgomaster Mansion. It'll do the trick, though. Where would you like to set up, or would you like to have your own rooms, or how do you want to situate yourself in this home?
Well, is there a room that has a good view of the cabin?
Probably one of the bedrooms on the top floor and the sitting room on the bottom floor.
Well, I don't feel that we should split up into separate rooms. What do you think?
I'm happy to just set up right here. I'm assuming we walked into like a main area.
Yeah,
once-
like the sitting room. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should investigate the other rooms first, no? Before.
We should at least make sure which windows we can be seen from.
Right.
Would you
Yeah.
like to inspect the house? If you give me like an investigation check, I can tell you what you might know after surveying.
Yeah, we'll take the tour.
Okay, go for it.
6 for me.
Okay.
And for me.
6.
I don't expect to do very well on this. I'm wondering if an invisible Yune can assist with my investigation.
Yune is watching. She's on top of the roof.
No, Yune's squirrel. Yune sees squirrels.
Yune is on top of the roof hunting for squirrels.
Well, I got a 12.
Okay, so we'll do this together as a group. You go from room to room, and I'll tell you what you all know based on your checks here. So first things first is... Oh, wow, you rolled really low. Okay. Well, first things first, you check out the main floor. The main floor, like I said, there's a sitting room. It's got like sort of like a bay window, and that looks out, and it overlooks the stockyard. Probably why this house is not very popular. Nobody wants to sit here because it's looking at a stockyard all day. And then the other floors here, the kitchen and like maybe like I said, a small little dining room or something like that would be on this floor, and they overlook the other side. There's like a grassy area, some trees, and you see the homes. Nothing out of the ordinary. You don't recognize anything. Nothing seems out of the ordinary from these rooms. You go upstairs, and upstairs there are some bedrooms. Maybe what looks like perhaps was once a child's room. That room is overlooking the stockyard. It looks like there's remnants of toys. In fact, you see some Blinsky toys, actually, with the tags on the stuffed animals. There are also some horrifying sights. One is like a werewolf. In fact, it's like got long fangs and claws, and it's a stuffed creature. It looks like its body is being like contorted as it's in transition. And this room, like I said, has a good view of the stockyard. The other two are, mundane bedrooms. One may be a master bedroom, but it's again, like I said, empty, long since empty. Everything layers of dust on them. Where would you like to stay?
It's the sitting room, see the stockyard.
I'm just gonna set up a bedroll in the sitting room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we can see the stockyard from there.
I also, as we're going through, I want to close the doors to the rooms that have windows facing the back of the house.
Ooh, good idea. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Okay, so the bedroom windows that were like mundane bedrooms, you close those so that there's no view from window to door. Got it.
Yeah, and I want to close the door so that, like, just in case if it's night and we're walking past in the hallway, like, no one even catches a glimpse of us.
Perfect. All right, so you do that in the upstairs floors. Canas is setting up a bedroll downstairs. Anybody else doing something? It's not dark yet, but it's approaching like dinner time maybe by the time you're getting everything situated. So just tell me what you want to do, and then we can also move on from this place.
Is there kind of just like a table, like you open the door and there's like, like chairs and a table just in plain sight?
Yeah, it looked like a sitting room, perhaps like a coffee table type thing.
So I am going to, just to cover our bases, I'm going to write a letter.
Mm-hmm.
And the letter is going to say something to the effect of, to Burgomeister Vallaki. We are new in town. We have spent all day looking for you, but we were told that you have a lot of like business here. We were wondering what it would take to procure a home for a few days, particularly this one.
Okay, so you're
Canas Lofgren, and just leave it in plain sight if you open the door.
okay. Perfect. So it's going to be like if somebody inspected this place, you're like giving we're sorry, we didn't mean to take it. We want to buy it.
Yeah, we couldn't find
Okay.
you.
All right, perfect. So you're penning this
Opposite of an
letter.
eviction?
Yeah, right.
What?
Exactly. Worried about eviction. You're penning this
I'm
letter.
worried. Oh, sorry. And before I sign my name, I write "All will be well."
All will be well.
All will be well.
Nice touch.
All will be well.
You're penning this letter. Dione's upstairs closing doors. Rufus and Laurent, what are you doing?
It's still like early in the day, so there's
Yeah.
really like if I was to like walk around the outer circle of like other houses, is there any like of note or anything that would like stick out about any of the houses?
Sure, you can go and inspect, and not really. You'll stand out like on the front porch of your house and see out, and it looks as though there are people that live in these homes, but they, like you said, you kind of searched the area already. But they're maybe not home. Maybe they're out in town, or they're, whatever their day-to-day business might be.
Yeah.
It seems like they're not home, the immediate neighbor. And then in the other rows of these homes, you can see maybe some people coming and going, but they don't seem to notice you. A lot of people in Barovia seem to just kind of put their heads down and move about their business.
It's a fair way to be. Could I single out like one person coming and going and try and step off our porch and make conversation?
Sure, you can. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to
Yeah,
flag down a
yeah.
neighbor?
Yeah, flag down a neighbor and say, "Hey, borrow a cup of sugar." Want to walk up and say, "Hey, how you doing? Want to talk about the wagon that's been here."
You'll let me see. Let's see here. You'll find a nice Barovian.
They all are.
Yeah, let's see here. Here we go. You find Emmerich. Emmerich, he introduces himself. He's been living here his whole life, and he says that his family, he has a family, a young boy named Oleg, and him and his wife live here. Claudia,
I'm
with a V.
pleasure to meet you, Emmerich. Congratulations on the little one. You haven't happened to meet the owner of that wagon, have you?
He looks over at the stockyard. Oh, that wagon. It's been here for a few days now.
Yeah, I've noticed the same thing from my side of the neighborhood, and I was just wondering what you made of it.
From what I hear, there's a traveling performer.
The same one who performs the Blue Tide?
The Blue Water Inn, that's exactly
the
where
one.
I've heard he performs.
Well, that's incredible. Does he stay in the wagon at night? Does he ever come back? I feel like I've been
I
waiting
think
all day
I've
on the
s-
porch.
I think I've seen him. I think I've seen him bringing back some meat. Yeah, that's what it is. Meat. Like a butcher's meat.
That doesn't strike you as odd?
No, but what might be odd is his roof might be sprung a leak.
No, we should say that.
I've seen him on top of it from time to time.
Repairing it, or just sitting up there catching some rays? I look at the very cloudy sky.
I don't mean nothing by it. I wasn't meaning to pry.
No, just you and Edmund, just two curious Barovians.
Give me a persuasion check. He seems to feel as though he has overstepped, and he doesn't like the way this conversation has gone. So you got a
Well, it's
nat
a
20, I
natural
see.
20. Yeah.
So what do you do to calm him down?
Emmerich, I feel like I've kept you too long. I appreciate you being so neighborly. It's sometimes tough in Vallaki to find such genuine companionship amongst our peers. So I appreciate you stepping out, and I'll send you on your way.
I'm
Tell
so
the wife
happy
I said
someone
hello.
bought that house, he says. It's been abandoned for nearly a decade.
Yeah, thinking of putting down roots. Me and my brother-in-law and his wife, and they've got a little kid too. And our cousin. It's a family affair here. So we'll be seeing more of you.
Very modern family of you.
Yeah, we're progressive.
Maybe we could have a play date.
That would be anywhere but the backyard. Maybe right in the center here, so we can all see the wagon too.
Yeah. This sounds lovely.
Well, have a great night. All will be well.
All will be well. Oh. The last part of that conversation did not happen, but it's totally fine.
I was really excited to roleplay at that play date. It was gonna be fun.
So we go back to you start to walk back to the house. You get maybe up to the front porch. Rufus, are you kind of setting up the beds as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting settled.
Rufus, you notice Canas is penning the letter, Dione's closing the doors, Tim's making friends with the neighbors. You step on something and the floorboard is real weak. Looks like it's about to give out.
I'm thinking, is there a basement to this?
You wouldn't have suspected there would be one, but it looks like the floorboard is very, very, like I said, soft. Like the wood is rotted, perhaps.
Can I look at that some more?
Yeah, it looks very weak, worn away wood, right in like the center of the room. Really,
Is there a leak up the top?
you don't see one.
I take out my dagger and poke it.
Yeah, you take out your dagger and you start to like pry away some of the wood. It's soft, like I said, it gives out, and you notice you hear something. You hear something underneath the wood. It's almost like a scratching sound.
Yeah, I try and pry up the wood.
And as you do, and some light spills into the bottom of the floorboards here, rats pile up, a mound of them, and they attack you. Let's roll for initiative, everybody.
Oh man.
What you done, Rufus? You've woken the neighbors.
The downstairs neighbors.
what do we get?
5?
15.
5.
And Rufus?
7.
So 15 from Canas, 5 from Laurent, 5 from Dione, and 7 from Rufus. Got it. Irina, we'll say, is out on the porch, and she hears this commotion. She calls to you, Laurent. It's going to take you a round of moving to get back into the house. So I'm sure that's what you'll be doing. But she calls you over and says, "There's trouble. Hurry." And Irina will take out a dagger, and she will move in and see what's going on. She'll throw her dagger at the mound of rats that's amassed around Rufus. And she'll connect, and she will do a total of 5 damage. She throws her dagger to the pile. We go to Canas. Canas, you're in the same room. You're penning the letter, and you turn around behind you, and Rufus is covered in rats.
How loud is Eldritch Blast?
I don't know. I imagine it's like a Hadouken. Or a
I just
Kamehameha.
want to know if it. Again, I've cast it many times. I want to know if it's going to people are going to see just this gigantic beam from the outside.
I think it would be more the light, the flare, as opposed to
then the
just
sound.
But yeah, that's
Okay.
my
Well, in that
interpretation of
case-
it. I would say you can decide maybe.
No, it's fine.
You have
I'm
a
just going
silencer?
I have a short sword. I'll just attack.
Okay, go for it.
So I'll go up to it and attack with the short sword. Wow, that is 2 nat 1s
Okay, that's not going to hit.
on the day. I assume not. So I look up and I realize that the short sword is still the pen in my hand.
Yeah. You know, they say the pen is mightier than the sword.
Yeah. Has Yune come back?
Yune's on top of the roof. Would you like Yune to come back?
I'd like Yune to come back and attack this thing.
Yune will fly down and spend both movements to get down and into the home. Kind of like how Laurent would take to get into the home.
Okay.
So Yune double moves and goes from the roof down through the door, is invisible still, and will be in the room. You sense her presence.
Great.
Okay, so then we go to the rats. Andrew, what's your armor class right now?
I'm going to say 14 because I don't have my shield on, I would say, at this point.
That's fair. All right, you're going to hit twice by this swarm of rats.
Okay.
You take 7 and 7. Jesus. 14 hit
from
points.
Rats.
Yeah, these rats are swarming you.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. They're biting you, just covering you, biting you, scratching, clawing, getting under your shirt,
Odd behavior.
up your pant leg. All right, we go to you. You're up next.
Well, I'm going to, with my free action, I'm going to I was holding my dagger at the time. With my free action, I'm going to pull out my long sword. Attack them with a long sword.
Very nice. Yeah,
25.
you hit.
So that does 10 damage.
Very nice.
And then offhand attack with a dagger.
Okay. But you don't have it out, so you couldn't draw 2 weapons.
Well, I had the dagger because I was...
Oh, that's right.
Prying
You were
it.
prying it open with it. Good call. My bad.
I don't think a long sword has the light tag though.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, it's
I'm doing
the
it wrong.
Burgomaster sword. You're right.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
can't
yes.
do it.
Never
You're
mind.
right.
Never mind. But still, 10 damage goes through. And by the way, when Irina hit it with her dagger, you get the sense, because this was like a swarm, this mass of bodies, that it really didn't hurt the creature too much. It maybe had some resistance to the damage, but yours cuts through and cleaves a number of rats in half.
Can I back off as well?
You can. They would get an attack of opportunity if you'd like to risk it.
Oh. No, I don't. I'll just stay there.
Okay. We go to Laurent. You're going to double move to get in the house?
Yep, I'll use the dash to get in the house.
Okay, great. And then Dione, you're upstairs. You're in the hallway, so you can get down to the steps and probably from the stairs see them at the very least. Or if you'd like to double move and get there, you could.
Yeah, I'll double move and get myself like as close as I can.
Sure. So I imagine it would be the three of you, Laurent, Dione, Canas, and Rufus, surrounding the swarm. Laurent is in the room now. So is Yune and Irina at the kind of like the entrance to the room. So let's go into a new initiative here. We have Irina, then Canas. Top of the order. Irina will... she doesn't have her weapon anymore, so she's going to... Let's see, what can she do here? Did somebody else give her a weapon? I forget. Did you give her a short sword or something, Dione?
I gave her my rapier.
That's what it was. She will draw the rapier, and she will go over and aid the next attack. So, Canas, if you were to attack, you can get the initiative on it. Or advantage on it, excuse me.
Oh, great.
And it is your turn.
I'm gonna let Yune get the advantage.
Go for it.
And in the meantime, I'm actually gonna cast Mind Sliver because I don't believe that will make a large spark.
Go for it.
So it has to make an intelligence save of 14.
It's gonna fail.
Okay, so it'll the swarm's gonna take 2 psychic damage, and it gets minus 1d4 on its next saving throw.
Okay, go for it. Sorry, yes, and then Yune's attack
So
is what I was
Yune's
saying.
gonna attack with a sting. 17. I'm gonna roll one more time just in case it's a crit with the aid. It's not. So
17 hits.
17 for 6 piercing damage, and
the
it has to make a con save. Wow, really bad rolls, unfortunately. But it gets a minus d4 on its con save.
It failed either way.
Okay, so
4.
it takes 6 piercing and 4 poison.
Gotcha. Perfect. So I've got that down. The swarm looks like it's been whittled down to the point where it's not as threatening at this point. So you get its numbers have been reduced, so it's not going to be as offensive, but it does get to go, and it's going to attack Rufus. Oh, it got a 4. That's not going to hit you, Rufus.
No.
Not this time. And it's reduced numbers so much that that's the only attack it gets, so it is your turn now.
Oh. Well, I'll continue to swipe at it with a long sword. Actually, on my free action, I'll drop the dagger and pull out my shield. And I'll attack it with a long sword.
Go for it.
26.
That will connect.
That gives... Oh, just 6.
But that's enough, Rufus. You slaughter the last few rats, ending the combat.
Oh,
And everybody in
odd.
the room can relax just a bit.
I'm going to look in
Wow.
and say, it came from the floor. I want to investigate that.
Sure.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned, we just made this place more habitable.
Oh, rats should not attack like that. It's not usual behavior for rats.
I agree, and we want to make sure that if there is a basement, there's not more of them going to come up in the middle of the night.
Irina says, not sure exactly what rats are like in the Gwaindire, but rats like that exist here quite frequently.
Especially if you poke them with a dagger.
You open up the floorboard more, and you can see it doesn't look like much. Maybe a tiny little crawl space underneath the house between that and like the foundation, but it doesn't look like a full basement. But it does look like maybe rats have built up a nest here. You've killed quite a few of them, but it wouldn't surprise you that there are more that maybe were scattered when you opened up the floorboard. Might be an infestation. See, this is why you got to do an inspection before you buy a house.
It's good they're not staying long then, huh?
I'd like to destroy the nest.
Oh boy. I take out my 2 short swords. Ready.
You'd have to like rip up the floorboards of the main floor, basically.
Oh.
Perhaps we should sleep upstairs.
Irina
I
says,
lower my swords.
I thought we promised we wouldn't destroy the homes.
I think we'll be relatively safe, you know? They can't move back in overnight as long as we're here. Maybe the rats moved in because it wasn't occupied. You know, as long as we're here, they won't come back.
Well, we could sleep upstairs, she says. Let's bring all our bedrolls up there.
As we've like walked around in Barovia, have we seen like stray cats? Are there cats around?
No, you have not. You've seen ravens. You've seen, let's see. No, you haven't seen too many stray cats. Nope.
Oh, okay. There goes that idea. Never mind.
We can adopt a cat. We already have a child to take care of.
That's
This is
true.
fair.
Micah looks like he's 2 years old now. He can probably talk and everything.
Oh my
so-
god, he's grown out of the eggs. We just bought him.
Yeah. He does say things now. He'll speak and he'll call Rufus and Irina Mama and Dada, you know, that sort of thing. He'll call each of you by your names. I guess I shouldn't say Mama and Dada anymore. He's 2 years old, so he could probably speak pretty much a lot of words. I mean, see, I forget. My kids were 2 not that long ago, but I forget.
If he's not forming coherent sentences, I want nothing to do with him.
What's up, Dad?
So I hear 25 most common words: mommy, daddy, baby, milk, juice, hello, bye-bye, yes. So he's got a lot of those things going on. 50 to 100 words they know.
Micah, do you like rats?
No, rats, yucky.
Okay.
So
This one could be useful in a few days.
yeah. So Micah is we're gonna tuck Micah to bed. Actually, no, I assume you're leaving, right? It's getting close to evening, but it's not yet nightfall. You'll position yourself in the bedroom to the east. And what would you like to do now with the rest of your day?
Well, is anyone going to keep watch on this wagon?
I'll watch the wagon and I'll keep an eye out for my friendly neighbor friend. You know, I want to go full Flanders on him. If I see him again, I'll wave.
But I mean, do you
Alright.
want to stay here for the night?
I think
you wanna-
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so then let's take a long rest. Everybody can heal up. Roll your hit dice. Remember, we have to roll hit dice, not a full rest. And then regain half your hit dice at the end of the day. You probably could get you back to full, Rufus, I would assume. But
Okay.
all right, so you'll spend the night in. You stay, and the night goes uneventful, which is good.
At some point during the night, can I go upstairs to the former children's room and grab that werewolf toy?
Yeah, you can. Hmm.
Cool. Then I just want to stuff it into my pack.
Okay, fair enough.
Cool, thanks.
All right, so the night goes by uneventful. Who's keeping watch? Tim, you were looking out?
I'll watch first.
Okay,
Yune's hanging out with Laurent.
Yes.
fair enough. Laurent, at
Yeah?
night, sorry, not at night. Towards the morning, we'll say it's the morning side of the shift here. You actually wait a second. You're staying up all night? No, right?
I mean, I took no damage in the last couple of days. Like, I
But
can
you
stay
don't
up all
want
night.
to not sleep though.
No, that sounds terrible. You're right.
All right, so I'll also take a watch.
I can
'cause
take-
I also took no damage.
We'll split the watches.
Okay, so then we'll say towards the morning, let's say it's Canas. Canas and Yune are awake and looking out the window while everybody else sleeps. You finally do see you finally do see somebody coming towards the carnival wagon. You hear sounds, two men. They look like they're speaking to each other. Like they're not quiet. You can't hear their conversation, but it's like if you are listening out your window, you can hear there's people coming. And you're also several hundred, feet away. You're not right up against the wagon, so it's still hard to see what's going on. But again, you do have a view of it. These two men come, and they look like they have crowbars or something in their hands. And they come up to the back of the wagon. You lose sight of them for a bit. You hear some conversation again. Yeah, go ahead.
Yune, go invisible and get a closer look.
Are you sure, Canas? What if they see me?
You're invisible.
Right. What if they hear me?
Well, be as quiet as possible and fly high.
Okay.
So Yune will fly up into the air and kind of swoop down and invisibly sneak up on these people. Can you give me a d20 for a stealth check?
Yes. This might just roll to you.
That's fine. You can just call it out.
Maybe it didn't work. Oh, it did work. I rolled it twice, so actually the first one was an 18.
18?
Yeah. Did you get it?
Well, I'm only looking at the player view right now, so I'm not looking at mine.
Oh,
So whatever it says it was, I'm sure I'll get it.
okay.
But you said it was that many?
It's an 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
I clicked on it twice. The second time it was a nat 1. Oh, but I am invisible, so I guess I would have had advantage anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows?
We'll take it.
So it's
We'll keep
it's an 18.
It's good enough to succeed anyway. Yune sneaks up and is viewing them.
Now, is it? Could I be led to believe that at this point, maybe Rufus has gotten the required amount of hours of sleep?
I mean,
Because he didn't keep a watch.
per like the rules of rest, you don't have to be sleeping for 8 hours. So as long as he doesn't do any vigorous activity, fighting or something like that, he's okay. So you could wake him.
So essentially, at this point, I would like to actually wake everyone.
the party,
if I could.
sure. Okay.
Yes.
Everyone you were roused awake by Canas.
And I'm putting my finger to my lips.
What is it, Canas?
There are two men with crowbars approaching the wagon. I've sent Yune out to get a closer look, perhaps hear what they're talking about.
And it's actually
Wow.
quite like still early in the morning. Like the sun isn't. Well, there's no sun, but it's really well before. It's probably like 4 a.m. is what you'd gather.
Would we get a better look out the window by the sitting room?
No, you've good best here actually, probably from the height.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, you can't. You're too far away from your psychic connection with telepathic connection with Yune, so you don't hear what's going on. But
Oh,
you hear
damn.
some conversation. It's hard to make out anything, but maybe just because of the louder shouts, it's like, "Come on, do it!" And then you hear the sound of chains rattling. And then you hear a massive roar, like that of a lion's roar
From
And-
inside the wagon?
from the stockyard. And then you hear screams, shrill cries. It looks as though one of the men from beyond the wagon, which again was obscuring your view, is running full speed towards the exit of the stockyard. And then you see he's being chased by some giant creature. It's leaping and bounding towards him. And eventually his cries are also silenced. And then the creature goes out of sight behind one of the trailers or something like that, is just gone. And after about 30 seconds or so, a minute maybe at most, you hear,
Canas.
And Yune flies through the window, turns visible again, and is in a panic state.
What was that thing? What happened?
Canas. It was terrifying. The men, they opened the wagon, and then all of a sudden, this giant beast barged out, slaughtered them, grabbed the man by his back, and just ripped him to shreds.
Where's the beast now?
I don't know, I ran. It was huge. It had massive, bulging muscles, giant claws. Its paw was like the size of me. And it had these long fangs coming out from its mouth, like this long. And she's
showing like maybe like a foot length of like a fang coming out of it.
Do you think this thing is now loose upon Vallaki?
I don't know.
I don't know, I had to run. I couldn't stand to look at it anymore.
And it killed these two men who opened the wagon.
It killed them.
And Yune is panting. She's like shaking uncontrollably. This thing frightened her to her core. And you all look out the window, and you can see the moonlight to this, what looks like maybe getting closer to a full moon. And you can see, like, you hear the roar of this creature, like a lion's roar, as its sound drifts off deeper into the village of Vallaki. And it's at this point where we will pause and pick it up again next week. So,
Wow.
the
Well,
carnival wagon.
fellas, time to hunt.
Well, now we can see if those bones are in that wagon.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess now we know why it smelled like rotting meat.
Well, I think this was a splendid episode, and I'm excited to see what the heck you guys do next. Let me just take our view here. Let's give us some color again. Why do we see us all in color real quick? Before we sign off, just a couple of reminders. We'll be back next week. Tim, you will be not be joining us. He has something going on, so we will not be seeing Tim. But Tim, we'll chat between now and next week because there might be some reason why your character may be going somewhere else. And
He's hanging out with Emmerich.
yeah, the neighbors.
We're having our play date.
Play date.
Having our play date.
He can't go
I'll
hunt
take
this
Micah with
beast.
me. I'll free you guys up. You can go hunt the beast. Me and Micah, we got a thing to do.
Yeah, we
Well-
can't take Micah to fight the beast.
No, that's true. It might actually be something though that Tim we may need to discuss a little bit, and then further when you do come back in 2 weeks, we may have to role play a quick little sesh before we start. So we'll see. But for those of you who are joining us tonight here in the chat, thank you for being with us. We always appreciate it when people are commenting. It's great when we have questions and you can answer them for us because we're lazy. It's always really good to have that. We'll see you all in 1 week for Curse of Strahd. Don't forget, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Check out the Sweetheart Sanctuary, the one-shot we did with the Arcane Library. Check that out on the channel. And more to come here on Tabletop Bob. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever we go live with the new video. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm sure love will be in the air. It certainly is here on the Tabletop. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.